Hey, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Kena Moses. I come from World Fit Health Centers. First of all, circumcision is quite important, not only for our culture, but as well for medical purpose. Sometimes back, the way circumcision was taking place, it was in a traditional way, which was okay. We don't say that it was bad, but because of so many medical conditions, we advocate that circumcision should be taken care of at the hospital setup. You see, there's so many medical conditions which may lead to fatality. For instance, if someone is suffering from sickle cell anemia or any condition which can lead to hemolysis or breakdown of blood cells, then it can bring problems at home. So we advocate that circumcision should be taken care of in the hospital setup. Yes, there are so many dangers, we can't talk them all. For instance, if circumcision it takes place in a rural areas, we may end up with so many so many of them getting infection. For instance, you see, another thing is overbleeding, which we need to avoid. Overbleeding. Another thing is what we call mental torture or psychological trauma. Sometimes when this happens, there is that kind of if, for instance, I remember our time, if you cry during the process, then later on your colleagues or your fellow ones, they laugh at you, which may become a problem in future, for mental torture. So there's so many problems. Sepsis, we need to avoid this, and we need to do it in a clean environment where this circumcision can take place in a right way. You see, there's a big problem. We have HIV around, and we know how HIV can be transmitted from one person to another. We have hepatitis B. Hepatitis B can be transmitted from one person to another through fluid contact or injection. So most of the quacks, they don't understand this. Most of the quacks, they think you want to do it and you go, you get money, you go away. You see, but they may end up endangering so many of these candidates. So what we advise, it is better to be done in the hospital setup. We come from different cultures. I've seen Kalenjins, who do it after high school. I've seen others doing it so earlier. So there's no problem at all. But you have to value your culture as well. It's a campaign that people should be, the clients should be taken to the hospital setup. But we have in rural areas, and even those who are rooted to the tradition and the culture, that it has to be done in our culture way. So we say that for those who are doing it, then they have to be very careful. All those who are taking care of these clients, they should be very careful. For instance, if you see a patient or a client or a candidate is overbleeding, then they should take this patient to hospital. If they discover that this patient, if they are developing fever, for instance, they should be taken care, or they should be taken to hospital setup, so that we minimize death.